everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that focus on various destinations. And we are also an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner. And what that means is that we have been recognized by Disney as providing exceptional customer service, and we are also trained by Disney, oftentimes on site, so that we can be experts in their vacation products. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel series that we do in one of our Facebook groups. And we're really excited to talk to you about tonight and to debunk some common travel agent myths, and also to help you understand why it is beneficial to you as a consumer to book your Disney World vacation through a travel professional. And we are using a program tonight called StreamYard to go live. And StreamYard may ask you to approve its use of your profile picture or your username if you decide that you'd like to post a question. Just know that you don't have to approve that permission. You can post a question anonymously, and we will still be able to see it and respond to it. We have a lot of information that we're going to share with you first, but we are going to reserve some time at the end of the video to take your questions. So if at any point while we're talking you have a question, feel free to go ahead and drop that into the comments, and then we will come back to all of the questions towards the end of the video. So I'm joined tonight by three amazing MMT agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. And if you would please just take a couple of minutes to introduce yourself, say how long you've been with the agency, and let people know the best way to contact you if they're interested in planning a vacation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Molly Davis, and I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travel since 2017. And you can find all of my contact information on my website. It has my email address and a link to my Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle Elliott. I have been with the agency a year as of Wednesday, actually. The best way to contact me is on my Facebook, Danielle EMMT, or at my email, danielle.elliott, ELLIOTT, at marvelousmousetravels.com. And I am also a former Walt Disney World cast member.
Hi, I'm Jenna Congle. I have been with the agency since July of 2018, and the best way to reach me is via email. So that's Jenna at marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, I'm Ginger. I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travel since May of 2018. And the best way to get in touch with me is actually to go to my Linktree page, which is gingermnt.com. That'll give you all of my different social media handles. It also has a link to my quote form, my email address, and you can also check out my YouTube channel, which is actually my primary social media platform. And if you want to go there directly, that is youtube.com/gingermnt. Now, I'm a little bit of the oddball tonight. I am the only person on this panel tonight who is not a former Walt Disney World cast member. All of these three ladies have actually worked at Disney, either, just as regular employees or as part of a college program. So that's really exciting. And you're getting a wealth of knowledge from Disney tonight, really on two counts, because not only are you hearing from agents who are part of an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner agency, but you're also getting that kind of insider knowledge of people who have worked there and who know Disney from the inside out. So that's really cool. That's actually the first Disney Live that we've done where everybody that's talking, except for me, is a former Disney World cast member. So that's really cool. So, ladies, the travel industry, as we all know, because we're in the midst of it right now, is in the middle of something called wave season. And wave season is a super busy time for us because it's the time when a lot of people are starting to kind of think about their next vacation, maybe starting to take some steps to book their next vacation. And I think that's especially true this year because we've been at home so much over the past few months. And so I don't know, how it's been going for y'all, but I know for me, I've been really, really busy the first couple of weeks into 2021 because I think people are getting to a point where they're starting to get ready and maybe they're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of travel. And what a lot of people are thinking about booking that next vacation, I think what many people do is they go directly to the vendor's website, in this case, Disney. They price out their options, probably book their vacation on their own, and they may not think twice about using a travel agent. And there could be several reasons for that, but I think some of the more common ones are that there are just a lot of misconceptions out there about what travel agents do. Does it cost money to work with a travel agent? Is there something that you're compromising on or giving up in order to go through an agent to book your vacation? And I think some people have kind of a hard time understanding how travel agents are still relevant in a world where you can book your vacation online yourself. So I think that the best way for us to just kind of go about this is to just jump right into it. Let's take the top 5 travel agent myths as relate to Disney World and let's debunk them. And hopefully, as we do that and as we're sharing stories and our experiences as agents, people will kind of start to see not only how this whole travel agent thing works, but what's the relevance of a travel agent. So, myth number 1 that we're going to talk about is that it costs more to book through a travel agent than it does if you book that vacation online yourself. So, how would you guys debunk or respond to that myth?
Well, it definitely does not cost more. In most cases, it costs the same as you would book directly from from Disney. As long as you're, comparing all the same features. And, that's because Disney already built in the price of the service for the travel agent directly. So if you book directly, you're going to pay basically for that travel agent service, but you're not actually going to get that service. Versus when you book with a travel agent, it's going to cost you the same because the payment for the travel agent service is already built in there. But I would even say that most times travel agents end up saving you. So it actually costs you more to book direct because when you book direct, you don't have somebody who's going to monitor the promotions and end up applying a great promotion that just came was released that a travel agent would be monitoring for you. So I think it actually costs more to book direct.
That's a great point.
And like Jenna was saying that, you're paying for a service that you're not even getting. And I like to think of us as like a personal concierge for our clients. We're helping book dining reservations, getting Magical Express set up. And like she was saying, we're saving you money. There are many times where promotions become available and clients, they don't even know about that. And we're able to text them, email them that morning and say, hey, I've saved you money. So having that benefit and that perk, for something you're not even having to pay extra for, it's really beneficial.
Yeah. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't realize is that, travel agents, at least Marvelous Mouse Travels, we do not charge planning fees for our services. Like these ladies have already mentioned, the price of what we're going to make in commission is already built into the price of your vacation, whether you are booking that vacation with a travel agent or not. So in the cases where you do go online and you book direct, Disney is just keeping what they would ordinarily give to the travel agent. And so when you book with an agent, not only are you getting free services, you're getting the level of service that you're not going to get when you book direct, but you're also helping support a small business. You're helping support somebody's dream, whether that is, their dream to provide supplemental income, or maybe they're trying to replace a full-time income or pay for college or whatever the case might be. You're helping support somebody's dream in the midst, which I think is really cool and important as well. Now, you guys mentioned savings and how booking with a travel agent can actually end up saving you money. And that's actually that's a response to myth number 2, which is that booking with a travel agent won't save me money. So, what are some ways that you as agents have saved or do save your clients money on a regular basis?
Something that I wanted to bring up is that we really can customize your Disney vacation to your budget. I have clients that are on a budget. I have clients that have huge budgets, and then everything in between. And that is part of our job, is to look at prices, look at accommodations, look at tickets for the theme parks, and to really see where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. So that's just one way that we can save you money, and we know what's worth it and what isn't, and how you can get the best vacation for your dollars. So
Great point.
And I love when a promotion drops, because as agent or as an agency as a whole, we have a thread that we take all of the money, all of the savings that our agents have saved our clients, and we put it together. And this last promotion, I believe, wasn't it over $100,000? Yeah, it was $144,000. That's a lot of money that we're saving people. We're not trying to, price our clients high. We want the best, and we have the best interest for our clients.
Yeah, that's a great
I
point.
also,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
oh no, you're fine. I also think, as far as saving is concerned, I know that there's been a lot of requests lately, or I've seen a lot of requests for like 2022 travel, and things that might at this time, not be available to select those exact dates. But working with a travel agent, they can help you kind of navigate like how to set up yourself so that you can be in the best position to get, the item that you want on your reservation, including a certain room type that might be gone before you have the opportunity to book it when those dates become available. So, then maybe you're ending up having to switch a resort and pay more for a room, or, something like that, where we can save you that hassle and that money then by helping you kind of navigate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point.
something else I wanted to just bring up too is that I think what people don't realize is that oftentimes promotions are limited rooms. They have allocated certain amount of rooms for the promotion, and sometimes by the time you might see a promotion pop up on Google or on Facebook, those rooms are gone. But when you're working with an agent, if you already have a package booked with your agent is on the phone. I mean, we were up at 3 a.m. talking, waiting for this promotion. And, we were up and ready to be on the phone, getting that money saved for our clients. So I think that's something people don't always realize.
Yeah. And as an agent, there's really no better feeling than to get to text or email your clients and be like, hey, you saved, X amount of, like I saved clients, I think something like $6,600 with that most, recent promotion that came out over, 21 reservations. So that was about an average savings of $300 per family with that. But with that promotion, because that was so great, that actually ended up being, you got to give people free park tickets with this promotion, and that never happens. And so it was so cool to get to kind of email those clients, be like, hey, not only did you save, one of my families in particular saved like almost $1,000. Not only did you save $1,000, but you get free park tickets as, in addition to that. So that's really exciting as an agent to get to like surprise people, because exactly like Danielle said, we were up at, before the sun, waiting for that promotion to drop so that we could apply it for our clients. And then, they get to wake up to the surprise of money saved and free park tickets. And that's a good day. That's a good day. Absolutely. For sure.
And that's why it's important that we're advocating for our clients. We're here, we have their best interest in heart. We're doing everything we can to make their trip the best that it can be and saving them money. So I think that in itself is a great reason to use a travel agent. And like you said, Ginger, you're also supporting a small business, which is really great in itself as well.
Absolutely. So let's move on to myth number 3. We've talked about kind of the financial benefits of working with an agent, but let's talk about some of like the logistics of how this works. Myth number 3 is that I give up control of my vacation if I book with a travel agent. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are type A, but I am about as type A control freak as they can if they come. So like I like to be the one making decisions for my life. And, that's something I've had to kind of work and struggle through. So for me personally, as a client, that would be something that I would worry about. So how would you respond to that myth?
I think that is a lot of Disney veterans, as I like to call them. A lot of people can speak to that. I think that the diehard Disney fans, they love planning their trip as much as they love going. I think sometimes people even love it, maybe even a little bit more, because there's that buildup. And I think that one of the benefits of working with an agent, especially here at MMT, is that we all live and breathe Disney. I know I do. I am looking at news and like just always waiting for, the newest, news from Disney to drop. And so I think that you're working with someone who is equally as passionate about your vacation as you are for those people that, go to Disney multiple times a year. And so I think that you're working with an agent who knows how to plan, and they know how important your vacation is to you. And so, yeah.
I have had clients where some love to do everything themselves. Some love to book their own dining reservations. Some love to set up their own magical express. And then I have others that are too busy to do everything. Sometimes if you're working full time, you're taking care of your children, it's a lot to do. So I am here to help and do a little bit, or I can do all of it. It's totally up to you. And that's what's so great about having a travel agent, because we can give you control or we can give you little control. It's totally up to what you want and what you want to do. So I think that's what's great about us as well, is we're here to advocate for you and help you. And we're like a friend. We're here to help you and make sure you have, a wonderful time at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I think I always say I'm here to offer my recommendations and, offer tips and tricks. But if ultimately the decision is yours. So I can present all the options and I can give you my feedback on what I think would best fit your family, which I think a lot of people really appreciate, having somebody else, especially if you haven't been or haven't been even in, the same year. Things change so frequently. So even if you can talk to somebody who's been, recently, then we can give you, some feedback for you to make the best decision for you. But ultimately, again, the decision is yours. So we can assist with making dining, but, those selections are yours to make. So you don't give up control at all if you book with a travel agent.
That's a great point, because, it is your vacation at the end of the day. It's not our vacation. So we're not going to plan what we want to do. We're going to plan what you want to do. And if you're not sure exactly what that looks like, we're going to help you work through that process. Another thing that, we didn't mention, but that I think a lot of people sometimes have concerns about is, well, where is my money going? Is my money going to the travel agent and then to Disney? And the answer to that is no. Your money is going directly to Disney. It does not come to us. And so you are paying your deposit. Everything from your deposit to your final payment is going directly from your bank account or your credit card to Disney. And it's not coming through our accounts. So if that's something that you're concerned about, don't be, because you are still paying Disney directly, just like if you were to book it online. So let's move on to myth number 4 here. Speaking of, you guys mentioned diehard Disney fans or Disney veterans. And myth number 4 is that travel agents are only helpful for people who have never been to Disney before. Now, I've actually seen this myth pop up in this group before. People saying, well, I used a travel agent for my first trip, but now I got this and I don't really think that I need a travel agent. So what do you guys think is a great response to that?
I think that what people maybe don't realize all the time is that, we each have our own unique experiences of Disney. We've all experienced different things, but we also have an entire network of 250, 260 plus agents who have all also experienced different things. So maybe I haven't gone to every single restaurant, and I've been to quite a few, but maybe someone else has been to a restaurant within the last week or two during their trip, because we are going down to Disney all the time. And so I think that is, we just have a wealth of knowledge that you aren't going to get that from a guidebook from just one person's perspective.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
And that definitely applies through this past year, especially with COVID. And you could have had veteran clients who have traveled many times, but after the parks reopened after COVID, things were totally different. And we, as an agency, we constantly had agents that were down at the parks, constantly monitoring, checking, seeing what was happening and experiencing all of these things. So we could go back to clients who had visited, many times or who were coming for their first time. So that way they knew what to experience. So things are constantly changing and, improving. And, that's why we have such a great agency, because we've got agents constantly in the parks and giving everyone feedback. So that way we know what to tell and prepare our clients with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely think there's plenty for us to help with. Again, even if, kind of to go off of some of the other myths, it's like you could still use a travel agent to support their small business and you can still have control over your entire reservation and vacation. So, even if you only wanted to use the travel agent service just to support their small business and for them to maybe look for the promotion for you that could come out, but you want to do the entire rest of it because you do feel like you know exactly what you want and you've done it before and you're okay with that, then absolutely, like we're all happy to help with that as well. So I think even though, it might seem like, oh, I don't need to use a travel agent because I know, what restaurants I want to go to or what parks I want to go to and when, we can still help with those other elements to make it even better for you.
Yeah. I have one client in particular who are their annual pass holders. They go every year and have for, years and years and years, know the parks incredibly well. They still book their rooms through me because usually it's like, hey, I'm at work. I want to book a trip, but I don't have time. So you price everything out. You tell me how much it's going to be. You find the best deal. And they can still handle all of the fun parts of planning, like booking the dining and booking the fast passes. But if something goes wrong, I handle all the not fun parts. So if something is messed up with their My Disney experience, I'm the one calling IT for them. If a global pandemic hits and shuts down the parks, I'm the one on hold for 7 hours taking care. And that's literally true, taking care of whatever else, might be going wrong with their reservation. So, everybody likes to plan the fun parts, but a travel agent can be in your corner, even if you're a veteran, for those not fun parts, like waiting on the phone or dealing with issues that might crop up for sure. So let's move on. One of you guys mentioned guidebooks. So let's kind of segue into our final myth before we take some questions. I see we've got several comments over here. And myth number 5 is that guidebooks and online forums like Facebook groups, for instance, have replaced or do replace travel agents. So what's your response for that?
Well, I could say oh, go ahead, Jenna.
Go ahead. No, you go, Molly.
Well, I was going to say a guidebook and an online forum is not going to be texting you when you're in the parks, checking in to see how things are going, providing you, assistance if something happens. You cannot call a guidebook in an online forum. I think it's just a great tool to have in your toolbox. It's another great piece of Disney advice, but it's not going to replace that contact with another person that's there to help you and guide you along the way and be an advocate for you, when you're on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we are there in that moment, like Molly said, whereas a guidebook, or an online forum of any type is going to be previous. So it could be somebody's past experience and you don't know when it's from sometimes. It could be from 10 years ago and be totally irrelevant. So to be able to speak to somebody about the relevant information and the current information is key. You could miss out on something very crucial in your, maybe how to do a park reservation or what's needed for that you're not going to find in a guidebook because it wasn't required previously. Or somebody might even say something like, oh no, you don't need that, whereas we're here to give you the correct, accurate information and make sure that you're set up, perfectly for the moment in time that you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I think to piggyback off of that too, in terms of an online forum, you don't know where that information is coming from. And we are always making sure that our information is accurate.
Mhm.
And if we, don't know the answer or aren't sure of the answer, then we call Disney to make sure that we're getting the correct answer for you.
That's definitely true. And I loved how you guys put that, all of these are planning tools that all have their place. I completely understand someone wanting to have a guidebook and be able to flip through and mark things down and maybe make a list of what they want to do. I completely understand wanting to come on a Facebook group and ask for restaurant recommendations or what are some characters that your kids love, getting other people's experiences. I think both of those things are incredibly valuable. But I think that having a travel agent to help you sift through all of that information can be helpful too, because sometimes just the volume of information that you can find out there in a guidebook or online is overwhelming. And just having somebody to kind of pick their brain and to say, like, here's everything that I'm thinking, help me narrow it down or help me choose what's going to be the absolute best experience. You can't replace that level of personal expertise and personal care for your trip, because having been in this agency for 2.5 years, I can tell you that every agent with Marvelous Mouse Travels is going to treat your vacation with the same level of care and service that they would give to their own, because you don't get to be earmarked platinum by not taking care of your clients. And so the fact that we have achieved the level of sales and customer service that we have is because we do care about our clients and we want them to have that magical experience. And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that that happens. So we've done it. We have debunked the top 5 travel agent myths. And so let's go through and take some questions. This is my favorite part of the live every week. So I'm excited to see that we've got a lot of questions. Oh, my shirt.
I think that's you, Ginger.
It came from Target. So if you're looking for it, it came from Target. Hello. Oh, hello from Oklahoma. Nice. Can't you tell by my accent that I'm totally from Oklahoma too? No. In the heart of Tennessee. Pennsylvania, that's awesome. Massachusetts, wow. I won't attempt to do a Massachusetts accent. It would be not pretty. Hello, Chrissy. Thank you for watching. Is it better to price high? You mean like if you're planning for this might have been the context of if you're planning for 2021 or 2022. Is that what you guys think? Probably. So typically, if that was what you're asking, and if not, feel free to go ahead and clarify in the comments, and we can come back and address that. But typically, there is a yearly incremental price increase for Disney. So yes, I would probably aim, if you're looking at 2022, 2023, I would probably aim a little bit higher than what you see priced out for 2021 right now. Oh, yes, me too. I just went less than a month ago and I'm already ready to go back. Any tricks for a first-time visitor? Oh, so much.
Use an agent.
Use an agent.
There you go. That's probably our number one trick. Because honestly, a lot of it is going to come down to when you're traveling, what your budget looks like, what ages are your kids, what characters or experiences are they into. So I would say definitely reach out to one of our agents for some free help, and they can give you some personalized tips and tricks. Yes, absolutely. Feel free to send a message to any of us, or you can also go to our general agency contact form if you'd like to, which is marvelousmousetravels.com/contact us. And you can be matched with an agent through that as well. Oh, yes. That's a great question. Yes, you can pay with gift cards if you would prefer to do that. I know a lot of people do that. Like if they have a Target Red card or something like that, you can get 5% off. It's 5% off, right, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can get 5% off with your Red card. And so that is a nice little way to save for your vacation. One tip that we always give, though, is that make sure you hang on to those gift cards, because if you did have to cancel for any reason, your applicable refunds would go back on that original form of payment. So they would go back on your gift card. So just make sure you hang on to those. Why do we need to reserve the park? One of you ladies want to take this? I don't want to take them all. Y'all jump in on the fun.
Well, right now, because Disney is limiting capacity, and is trying to, best make sure that everyone can physical distance from one another, the capacity is limited, for your safety and for all the safety of the guests and the cast members, which is something that personally I absolutely love about Disney, that they care so much about the safety of their guests and their cast. But for that reason, they're limiting the capacity right now. And so, in order for them to make sure that, uh, guests can come and enjoy the park, it's just a way for them to keep track and make sure that it's going to be evenly like distributed and people can still plan their vacation out really well. Visiting all the places they want to go. So, make sure you're contacting with your agents so they can help you with how to kind of go about doing that and how to prepare that, and then you'll be all set.
That's right. Yes. So park pass reservations, just know even if you have tickets, if you don't have a park pass reservation, you will not be admitted to the park. And at least for right now, that is the case through 2021. So, we don't know if at some point in 2021 those restrictions will lift a little bit, but as of right now, they are requiring those through 2021. So make sure if you have already purchased your tickets that you do get those park pass reservations because they are required. Oh, that's a great question. I love that event. I hope so too. I love that event so much, but we do not have official word on that yet, so we don't know.
But it's another great reason to use an agent because then, they're the ones that are staying, up to date with the current details. So as soon as we have that information, we'll share it with our clients and be able to help you with, what that looks like, how that affects your trip or how you would purchase tickets and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So I think this was clarification from our question earlier. So yes, if you're planning for 2021 or 2023 or 2022 or 2023, do aim a little bit higher than the posted prices for 2021, just as a safe bet. Hello.
Hi.
It came from Target. Target. All right. Well, I think that's it. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We love talking Disney, as you can tell. We're all, Disney nerds or whatever else other term you want to use for it. We had a lot of fun though talking with you. And if you would like some information on planning a trip, feel free to reach out to any of us. And we would definitely love to help you. Our services again are completely free to you if you book your vacation through us, and booking through us is going to be the same price as booking on Disney's website. So get the benefit of the service that you're already paying for, as we've talked about tonight. Next Sunday, we will be live in our all-inclusive Facebook group, and we will be talking about free weddings at Sandals and Beaches Resorts. So if you have recently gotten engaged, or if you know someone who has recently gotten engaged, definitely check that out next week, because we have just a wealth of information that we're going to be sharing with you about how you can actually get your wedding for free, your destination wedding for free. And then on January 24th, we will actually be back in this group, and we will be talking about doing Disney without the dining plan. This is a question that we've just seen pop up in this group a whole lot lately, because dining plans as of right now are not available. And a lot of people who book the dining plan every year for their Disney vacation are kind of wondering, well, what do I do without it? How can I make sure that I'm not overpaying for food without the dining plan? So we will be talking about tips and tricks for how you can do Disney World without the dining plan 2 weeks from tonight, so that we hope you'll join us. Thank you again, though, for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you again next week for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.